Hi, I'm Nancy Landrum. I am so excited to welcome you to my website and to my life. I am the how-to woman for creating transformative relationships. That's been my dream since I was 3 years old. I have collected so many skills and tools to share with you. You must have ended up on this website because you are not quite happy with your relationship or some aspect of it. And I want you to know you've landed in the right place. This is the place where you will learn the tools, the skills that will help you create the relationship of your dreams. I have written 7 books about relationship skills. I've written a curriculum to teach step families how to be successful. I've taught at national conferences of other relationship educators and actually taught 2 classes of marriage and family therapists who wanted my advice about how to work with step families. I worked for a nonprofit for 2 years, developed curriculum, managed a large project for them, taught teachers, was a trainer of teachers for them. It was a wonderful experience. I'm very grateful for that. Oh, and I have a master's degree in psychology. Now, all of that's the stuff that's designed to impress you, and I hope it worked. But if you have any curiosity about the backstory, how did I start out and how did I get to where I am? How did I become the how-to woman for transformative relationships? And all of this will culminate in the launching of the Millionaire Marriage Club, which you'll hear more about in a minute. By the time I was 3, I knew I wanted a happier, more loving marriage than I saw my parents experiencing. By the time I learned to read, I knew that I would be writing books to help others have happier, more loving marriages. What I didn't realize was that I had the dream, but I didn't have the tools. So, like most of us, I struggled the first few years I was married. I made a few changes that did improve the quality of our relationship, but we'd only been married 4.5 years when my husband unexpectedly died. I had 2 beautiful little boys that I thoroughly enjoyed raising. I was a single mom for 13 years before a mutual friend introduced me to Jim Landrum. He was a widower with 3 children. We were a little older, we were mature, we didn't really expect to have any serious problems in our relationship, but we were blindsided by the very unique challenges of step families. That led to conflict that we didn't know how to resolve, and the more the conflict grew, it brought out the worst in us. We stopped being quite so loving to each other and wondered if we'd made a mistake when we married each other. We began seriously looking for help, and we looked in many different directions. We went to therapists, we went to pastors, we read books, we listened to tapes. But it wasn't until we began working with a coach who started teaching us basic communication guidelines. She told us, say what you need to say this way, because it will be received better. But if you say it the way you've been saying it, you'll just create more defensiveness and escalate arguments, which is exactly what had been happening. In fact, there was so much anger in our relationship by that time that we desperately needed the anger management skills that she taught us. Jim and I both worked very hard to learn and put into practice the skills that she gave us, the very practical how-to skills that we had been looking so hard to find. Within a few months, we were experiencing the loving, blissful marriage that I had dreamed of as a child. Shortly after that, Jim suggested that we start teaching other couples what we had learned because he didn't want anyone to suffer the way we had suffered. So we began teaching the class called How to Stay Married and Love It. We wanted to stay married, but we wanted to love being married more than we thought our parents had. So the How to Stay Married and Love It book was born. It has a sequel, How to Stay Married and Love It Even More. A few years after this was published, Jim was diagnosed with terminal cancer and died in 2002. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with my life for a while, But as things settled down, I realized this had been the passion and the calling of my life since I was a very young child. There was nothing else I wanted to do with my life. So I began teaching classes again without Jim and coaching couples. That's when I went to work for the nonprofit organization and worked for them for a few years. Which brings me to this past fall, the fall of 2016. I was coaching couples. I love coaching. I was seeing exciting things happen with the couples I was coaching, but I had a feeling that there was something more. I just wanted to up-level my coaching practice. I sat down to journal about that and my frustration, and the ideas began to flow that within a few days coalesced into the Millionaire Marriage Club. What Jim and I called a soulmate relationship, now I'm calling a millionaire marriage. I want your marriage to be worth $1 million to you. Not that you're going to be getting dollars from learning these skills, but you're going to have such a sense of high value in your relationship, you would not trade it for anything or do anything to ruin it. The Millionaire Marriage Club was born. If you want to learn more about that Millionaire Marriage Club, then please click on that page on this website for more information. I sincerely hope that you invest in your marriage by investing in the Millionaire Marriage Club, because I promise the practical skills and tools that you will learn from the Millionaire Marriage Club will, if you put them into practice, they will give you the loving marriage that you thought you were getting on the day you got married. I will see you in class.